YouTube, what's happening, what's going on? Welcome to 2019. I'm just out here at a local shop having a look at a, sorry, I'm recording this on my iPhone, but at a local shop recording this on my phone. And I apologize for the poor quality, but you might be able to see what I'm looking at behind me here. What do you guys think of this? Too far gone, or can it be saved? That's the question. Good morning, everybody. What's happening? What's going on? First and foremost, I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. I can't believe that we're heading into a new decade, 2020. This past decade has gone by extremely fast, and I sure have purchased a lot of cars and driven a lot of cars over the last decade. In today's video, I wanted to talk about possibly one car that got away. Now, this is a video that I've been sitting on for the past year, and I recorded this January, I think it was around January 5th, maybe January 4th of 2019. So I've had this video sitting on my computer for a year, and I wasn't sure, when I would finally show this to you guys. But this car is an E9. This is a 1973 3.0 CS, and I just had the opportunity to purchase the car for the first time. It was actually for sale. It wasn't for sale, but I had the chance to purchase it from a small shop in Milford, Connecticut called Helmut's. Now, Helmut's has since sold to one of the employees that was working at this shop. A very nice guy named Rudy. Shout out to Rudy if you're watching this. But the original owner of the shop is actually the son of two German immigrants who came here maybe in the 1950s, I believe, and they ended up opening BMW of Bridgeport, Connecticut. They were the founders of BMW of Bridgeport, a husband and wife couple. They now live in Florida, and they happened to be up visiting the son last January when I went to visit. And I got to speak with the original Helmut and his wife, and they had a very thick German accent. Very cool to get to meet them because they only came up once a year from Florida to visit their son. So I got to ask them about how they started BMW of Bridgeport. They used to import cars, and a lot of the cars ended up being imported through Max Hoffman in New York City. He was sort of the pioneer, I believe, in the U.S., if not just the East Coast, probably the entire U.S., for importing the 2002s back in the 1970s. Now, after selling BMW of Bridgeport to the new owners, shortly after that they founded Helmut's Foreign Auto Care. So they went independent, they're still into the BMWs, and I believe they ran that company for the past 20 years. So from around 2002 or 2003 when they sold it, the dealership, to 2019, just this past year. Okay, so where does this information lead to? Well, Robert Zimmerman, the owner of Helmut's, the son of the two German immigrants who founded BMW of Bridgeport, his personal car in high school was a 1973 3.0 CS. And they even told me that before that, I believe he drove a 503 or a 508. I'm not too much of an expert on the early model cars, but that was like the two-door 1950s BMW that is worth a fortune today. But he drove that car in high school, and it's been sitting outside of Helmut's there, and I happened to stop in one day and ask about it. And so I sort of stopped in and inquired about this car at an odd time. It was actually the first time that it had ever been available to be even purchased. And what's interesting about that is 2019 is the year where they decided to sell the business and finally sell it to their mechanic. And along with that, all of the cars in the parking lot, there were probably 15 or 20 BMWs, along with that 73 3.0 that had been sitting there for years. They finally decided to let all of that go. So I spoke with the new owner, Rudy, and I had asked him, how much would he sell the car for? And the car is in really rough shape, as you'll see in the video that I'm about to show you. And he said that he would take $5,000 for the car. And I thought that was, not the worst price, because I had seen that the parts for these are very rare, very expensive. These are the Alpina style wheels by BMW.
I think those are the extra wide wheels.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Huh?
It looks like it, yeah. The question is, can it be saved? Look at all the goodies we have in here. Got some taillights. The floors are totally gone. Little Fred Flintstone status. Looks like we have a 2002 turbo steering wheel, I believe. Dash is totally gone. Car still has some glass and stuff left. Headliner is, yeah, it's in pretty rough shape, but it does have a sunroof. Totally rusted through here, through the paint. Is an original 4-speed. However, under the hood, I spoke to one of the techs here and they said this motor is from a 75 530i. When I first looked at this, I thought it was a CSI engine, but this is a 73 3.0 CS. And you can tell the giveaway here was, first of all, it has an airflow meter, so that told me it was a later car. And then also, the oil cap on these is on that side on the original motors. One of the VIN location areas on these cars is on the panel here by the firewall. As you can see, they have a 7-digit VIN number, unlike today's modern cars. Got a nice chunk taken out of the dashboard there. Some little rust around the windshield. These bodies are notorious for rotting and rusting, made by Corman, and as the joke goes, this Corman shop invented rust and licensed it to the Italians, or something like that. Overall, the nose is in pretty decent shape, surprisingly. Alright, I guess that will do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Worth saving? Too far gone. And so after about 8 or 9 days of going back and forth, he finally agreed to sell the car to me for $3,000. And I was sort of like, I've been on the edge whether or not I should do it, whether or not it would be a good financial decision, and whether or not it would just suck up all of my time. And ultimately I decided to keep waiting, and I sort of was hoping that someone else would buy the car so that I didn't have to. Because honestly, I felt compelled that, you know, I had just found this car that's been sitting for 20 years, and this was the first time that it had ever been offered for sale, or that it was, you know, going to be released and would be available for sale. And I did lots of research on the car, and ultimately I decided to just not go through with it. And lo and behold, a day or two later, I noticed that the car was missing. The car was gone. It was no longer sitting in front of the shop, because I had driven past the shop and kept an eye on it. And when I drove by and I saw that it was gone, my heart sort of sank a little bit, because I knew that I really wanted it, but it probably wasn't the best decision for me at the time. So it ends up that somebody from either, I think, Massachusetts or New Hampshire, one of the northern states that had 2 or 3 other cars like this, purchased it for parts. And so someone purchased the car for $3,000. They may have even paid a little bit more, I believe he said, maybe $3,500 for the car. And so that car, I missed out on it, but I'm going to show you guys a video clip of it, a walk around, and show you all the rare stuff that was sitting in it and the condition. And I want you to let me know in the comments below, was this a good idea? Was it something that I will regret not buying? Or do you think the car was in, totally crap shape and I dodged a bullet there by not going through with it? So let me know in the comments below, please, really appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Should I have bought the car, or should I have not bought the car? Did I make the right decision? Back when I was considering purchasing this car, here's an email that I sent to BMW Group, and basically asked them for information on the car. Now there is an email you can reach out to, bmwgroup.com. I will post all the information in the description below if you want to find out information about an old car. So I provided the VIN, which is 2240564. And what's interesting is this car was within 10 digits of the production, so within 10 cars of Hugh Hefner's famous 1973 3.0, which is pretty cool. That further had inspired me to purchase the car. I thought that was really cool that it was so close to Hugh Hefner's, which had sold at auction for quite a bit of money. So here's the email that I received. It says, "Dear Mr. Belton, thank you for your email. The BMW 3.0 CS US VIN 2240564 was manufactured on January 29, 1973 and delivered on February 26, 1973 to the BMW importer Hoffman Motors Corp. In New York City. The original color was Baikal Metallic, paint code 042. We hope this information is helpful for you. Yours sincerely, Julia Oberndorfer." This is BMW Group Classic out of Munich. So pretty cool that you can email them, and I believe within 4 or 5 days they emailed me back with this information. Today's video is sponsored by Wagon Art, the maker of fine automotive detailing products. This is actually my new business. I've been working on this for the past year, and one of the reasons why I did not buy that car to restore is that it would take too much time away from these other business ventures that I've been working on. So Wagon Art is the new brand name. I just had this trademarked. It took quite a bit of time to go through all of the legalities of filing a trademark and working on the formula here. As you can see, it's a nice red. This is pH balanced, it's plant-based and biodegradable. It's made in small batches right here in New England in the USA. And the cool thing about it is most of the car products out there today have lots of toxic chemicals in them. So I won't name other names, but a lot of the medium and large companies, there's toxic chemicals called ketones that are mixed into their waxes and other products. Their car washes are not biodegradable. They're not plant-based. And basically what biodegradable means is this will break down to all of its base elements when it inevitably washes down to the end of your driveway, goes down the drain and ends up in Long Island Sound. At least here in Connecticut, that's where the groundwater ends up. So I wanted to get something that not only embodied my passion for cars and classic cars in general, and work on a really cool product that is also eco-friendly and conscious of the environment going forward. So if you guys want to support this new business, please check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. Wagonart.com. It should be launching this very soon. If you guys want to support this, please let me know if this is something that you would be interested in purchasing. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And Happy New Year.